your second pack in there, guys.
Shout out to all of our friends watching online from afar as we bring in our pro class pilots. Brazen, Wheelman, Piontek, Boomerang, Radioactive, Wookie, Myopic, Cumber, Birds Aren't Real, Falling FPV, Mongoose, Mop Bucket, Tweety Bird, Rain Maverick, and Quans round out your pro class pilots. These guys finished 49th to, no, excuse me. They finished, I need the sheet. Oh, 37th to 48th. Have I got that right? 33rd to 48th. Out of our pool of 64 pilots, and in our first
All right, let's go. Where's Cumber? Where's Brazen?
Let's bring in Brazen, Cumber, Birds, and Quans. Doesn't it look like Quan's getting hit in the back of the head with a whoop right now? That's what the cat is upset about. Great to see Cumber, one of our Team Neo's pilots, up into the pro class. It's a long 60-second.
Arm your quads. Starting on the tone in less than 6.
To the sky for this first official race in the preliminary round of the pro class. And already a few errors. Cumber, the first one across the line, headed into that big long hyperdrive. Cumber not giving up, lost that first place position, and now Quan's in first, Brazen in second, Cumber breakdancing like crazy. Remember, this is a double elimination tournament, so nobody's going home after this race, but you gotta love how hardcore Cumber is working to get back upright. That's a pilot that wants to race this race. Remember the days before Turtle Mode? It's a completely different game, obviously. Oh my gosh, that's how it pays off to struggle until you die, and look at that. Okay, now you gotta regather your flow, Cumber. Get it together because your opponents are already, look, Quan's at the front of the pack, now rounding that big red pylon and headed for the slide. Let's see how this goes for Quan's. Approaching the slide now. 360 on the slide for Quan's with a safe landing. Let's see if he can get in the sky and run away with this one.
If we have anyone from Advanced that's still hanging around that has not gotten their prizes, please see Taylor.
Well, it looks like Quan's made a mistake on the shoelace. Is he going to reset it? Nope. Wait, nope, still hasn't got it right. He's going to try a third time. There it is. Well done, Quan's. I thought we were going to have a course error determine this race, but not this time.
60 seconds remaining.
Well, look, Brazen's going to race him right now. Quan's, you better go to the crash gate. Quan's better go to the crash gate. Quan's is going to lose this one for the crash gate. There's Brazen making it official. First place. Quan's still doesn't know about the crash gate.
Did you get me?
Quan's picked up his quad. That he can't fly for the crash gate now.
30 seconds remaining.
I'm sorry, Quan's.
Sorry, Quans, you touched your quad. That disqualifies you, unfortunately.
That's all right.
Hit the crash gate next time, please.
He's gonna get another chance, but first place Brazen, second place Cumber, and we're going straight into another practice round.
Next up, round 1, race 2.
All right, Boomerang, Radioactive, Mop Bucket.
Radioactive on R2. Mop Bucket on R6. Tweety Bird on R8.
50 seconds, you guys. Craig? Hey, at least the cheap one, right? Craig, what do you need there?
That rec logo is starting to get a little ratty. We've had a few rips through it. Again, this is just the testing phase. We'll have a fresh one for every heat
35 seconds.
down the line.
Get to the line. This is practice. You have to win in 2 minutes. Start it.
Boomerang, Radioactive, Mop Bucket, and Tweety Bird. That's Mop Bucket, the creator of our beautiful launch gate. There he is standing in number 88 in the MLDR jersey as they launch for their practice pack. Time to warm up the thumbs and remember the course. And if I was them, I would practice whatever I need to practice. I would practice the slide. I would practice the dynamic slalom.
Whole shot
Practice the hardest part of the course for you.
14.08.
For me, it's always the slide. Like I always say, I gotta remember, it's just practice, so it's a good thing to look at the chat. What's up, Prop Junkie and Grok Linux? How's it going, Cetus FPV or Citrus FPV? Cetus FPV is an aircraft by one of our platinum sponsors, Beta FPV. Prop Junkie saying Mars deserves it, man. He does a lot for us. That's awesome to hear. The FPV family is a hard-working one, I'll tell you that. Looks like Mop Bucket, Radioactive, and Boomerang had a great time with those gate bots.
"30 seconds."
Here comes the slide for Radioactive. Oh, nice save. He was looking at the ceiling for a minute. Oh, he's sliding. He's sliding. He's on his lid, but he's sliding. Let's see what happens for Radioactive. Woo! Are we sliding right now? No, he's in the middle platform. He's by the fire.
60s, race over.
Get out of there,
All
Radioactive.
right, grab another pack. Time to start this for real.
Will you call for a ladder? Radioactive's on the fire thing.
I need a ladder by the fire. Ladder by the fire.
Bird springs to action.
Ladder by the fire. Thank you, Bucket. Son of a bitch. Thanks, admin. Hey.
Practice is over. Here we go with the real
All right, I got
first
Tweety.
heat.
I got Radioactive. I got Boomerang. I got Mop Bucket.
Arm your quads. Starting on the tone in less than 6.
I'm watching this whole shot. Looking like a strong position for Radioactive. He's got a lot of action from Boomerang right now.
Radioactive
Tweety Bird.
12.38.
Gotta wiggle your way out of there. Radioactive in first place. Second place, Boomerang. Mop Bucket in third. Looks like Boomerang finishing up Neo's tent right now. in first place. Radioactive and Mop Bucket both on Nessie right now. Now into the tent, as I say that, of course. Boomerang's out, headed for the hallway. You want to be first or second in the preliminary round. Check out the radioactive traffic. Trying to catch up to Mop Bucket. Ran away from him just a little bit, but there's a slight bobble. And now Mop Bucket within reach for third place, Radioactive. It's going to come down to how they handle the dynamic slalom. Look at Radioactive's screen. He sees Mop Bucket right ahead of him. Ooh, a fumble on the final gate. Now Mop Bucket into the toilet bowl. And they got in front of Boomerang. Mop Bucket into the one spot. Rounds the red pylon, is going to head for the slide now. Radioactive is screaming to catch up. Wow, that gate bot section was a difficult one for Boomerang. As Radioactive gently approaches the slide, there's a little bit of a reset. Didn't see what happened to Mop Bucket, but I guess he got down. It's shoelace time for Mop Bucket in first place position as Radioactive resets on the slide.
Cleanup on aisle 3 finished in first.
Mop Bucket is clean up on aisle 3. There it is. Mop Bucket's going to be in the winner's bracket.
60 seconds remaining.
Boomerang got in front of Radioactive after a series of fumbles on the slide. So Boomerang, I wasn't watching, curves that corner, heads for the crash gate. Boomerang's going to be your pilot alongside Mop Bucket. We'll meet up with you in race number
Critical
6.
Mass, let's get out of here finished in
And
second.
Radioactive and Tweety Bird, we're
Race
going to
over.
send you down to, I believe, race number 5. Visit with you in just a little bit.
Yep.
All right, we're looking for Wheelman, Myopic, Falling FPV, and Maverick. Please bring 2 packs with you. First one is 2-minute practice.
Open it, please. Timer started.
On deck is going to be Pion Tech, Wookie, Mongoose, and Rain. That's Pion on R1, Wookie on R2, Mongoose on R6, Rain on R8. They should be all set though.
Check out the Race Ops team screen.
Seconds left. Alex, you're up.
Doing the do. Hey, look, you can even see me on one of those screens. See me waving up on the little screen? Yeah, there's me. Thanks for the point. Hey, I'll give you 5. Greg, give me 5. Beep, beep. Nice.
Next up, round 1, race 3.
Shout out to Perspective Image, all of our friends watching on the Perspective Image YouTube channel, as well as here, as well as on the Tiny Whip YouTube channel. Let's bring in our next heat. Wheelman, Myopic, Falling, and Maverick.
Starting on the tone in less than 6.
Awesome photos, am I right? Speaking of photos, Falling right there, that's our photographer. The guy that took all those photos. So let's do a little bit of practice for some of these pro pilots. Looks like Maverick is out today.
Pole shot Laura
Maverick was a
took the wheel on
huge,
going in
huge help
11.91.
building this course. He's a super effective builder, and man, he really made it happen. Responsible for building the structure that supports the slide, built it from scratch. I watched him do it. It was amazing. He had help. Bumper was helping him. DDT was his assistant at another point. And then he also built, along with Bumper, built the platform holding our Infinity Cube in the sky. So, once again, just a practice round right now. Wow, what a slide for Wheelman. Oh, it looked so good. See, once again, I start talking about it. I love the slide, but I also hate the slide.
Myopic finished in first.
That's awesome.
60 seconds remaining.
That's it.
Next up, round 1, race 4. Piontech on R1. Wookie on R2. Mongoose on R6.
Do they know to land now? Is this
Land now, guys, land now.
so? After 2 minutes, they land now, and then we go straight into the real one, right?
No, you're good. Yeah. All right, Wheelman, Myopic, Falling, Maverick. Grab a new pack. This is for real.
Practice out of the way for heat number 2.
Only listen to us on the break. Okay.
Power on. 2.
Here they are. They're done with practice. Now they're going to fly their preliminary race. Wheelman, Myopic, Falling FPV. Unfortunately, Maverick isn't here today. Qualified into the pro class of pilots, but wasn't able to be here with us today. Wow, thank you for that compliment. Chris Fisher standing out as the best broadcaster in the industry,
Starting on
my
the tone in
friend.
less than 6.
Thank you so much. Marlon saying this is crazy, really nice. I love it too. All right, this is for reals. Wow, Myopic cut that sharp turn a little too sharp, but got away with it. Myopic chasing down, Falling, and Wheelman for the wheel shot.
The wheel, I'm going in 12.02.
Wheelman cruising in first place down the hyperdrive, keeping it together. That big, long, straight 50-foot LED tunnel now onto the Rainbow Road. Falling FPV riding in second place in front of Myopic. I didn't get to see if Myopic possibly had a bobble or an error, but was flying so fast at the beginning of this race. Glancing ahead, Wheelman inside Neo's UV tent, and now there's the split S into the corkscrew at the back of the tent. Then it's a big long sprint to get out of there and a sprint to get out of the gymnasium. He's headed for the Gatebot section. As Myopic and Falling in the Neo's tent, now Falling out headed for Gatebots. Wheelman hits his first official Gatebot. He got through that one. Let's see if he knows it. He's not sure. He's going to reset. I just love it when pilots do that. Now Wheelman headed back into the room toward the toilet bowl, still riding in first place. Falling's not too far away, and I'm not sure what we're looking at on Myopic's screen. Wheelman sets up for a cautious approach to the slide. That's how you do it. Really nice. Beautiful slide by Wheelman. And he's tying the shoelace at the top of the room. Looking really strong through that dive gate. An epic dive coming out of there to circle around our pylon.
Wheelman finished in first.
Now head for the crash gate to make it official.
Falling FPV finished
Beautiful.
in second.
He's bounced out, but you know you cross the plane.
Crash
and we
gate,
call it
crash
good.
gate, crash gate, Falling.
Falling still has the shoelace to do.
60 seconds remaining.
Well, Wheelman and Falling
Race
staying
over.
alive. Myopic will meet up with you in just a couple races.
All right, I need Pion, Wookie, Mongoose, and Rain. Pion R1, Wookie R2, Mongoose R6, Rain R8. On deck is
Plug in yet. Don't
Quans, Birds Aren't Real, Radioactive, and Tweety Bird.
Don't plug in yet. Come here. It's working? Yeah, I got the CMOS battery replaced. Oh my god, you're the best. I'm obsessed.
It was the CMOS.
Dude, what a shit. It's hilarious that we just talked about that, and I knew to ask you.
Because I carry a spare CMOS battery.
Okay. Give me one more. You are a hero.
This is a 2-minute practice. 2-minute practice.
Get in there.
Wait, I'm changing. I'm sorry. I'm going to 2, right?
What are you? Yeah.
Okay, I'm on 2.
All right, where's everyone else? Mongoose, Rain. Where's Rain?
Right here.
Oh, I'm like, you're not Rain. All right, get plugged in. Plugged in. I want to see you in the box.
Guys, get in the box.
In the box. Gwyneth Paltrow this.
Hear the timer.
I don't really get that Gwyneth Paltrow reference. Do you, Greg?
Get on the line. Get on the line.
Check out Wookie with his UV reactive frame. Stands there with Piontek, Mongoose, and Rain. We're gonna send him up for a practice
Arm your
round.
quads. Starting on the tone in less than 6.
Staggered start for our practice round. There goes Piontek. Got the door slammed in his face.
Hole shot Rain 13.72.
Check out Wookie's spot. Oh, he got out of there. That was a dangerous place. Now Wookie down the hyperdrive. Oh, you know, the hyperdrive, it's a perfectly straight tunnel, and you can see the light at the end of the tunnel from the onset, but there's something about that effect that makes you think the walls either aren't walls or they're too far away. And, you know, if you're watching from home, you see a lot of pilots grazing the wall, ceiling, and floor of the hyperdrive. And it is like a 32-inch, it barely fits through a door. In fact, I think when it's built, it can't fit through doors. It's such a gigantic tunnel. But it's confusing when you're moving fast and it sort of looks like those wispy, sort of magical cotton candy sort of lines whizzing around you, and you can't really see the walls. The walls sort of blur into that magical effect. So when you experience it, you know, it's more confusing than I guess it looks like. You see a lot of pilots skipping around in and out of the hyperdrive, in spite of it being mostly connected. Here in this practice round, Mongoose running first place right now, and he's headed for the slide. My
Race
favorite.
over.
All right, bring it back. Grab another pack. Let's start this for real.
Okay. Land now, pilots. Land.
Timer started.
Bring it in. Bring it in.
Come on.
So we're going real on this, and then on deck I have Quans. Birds aren't real. Radioactive and Tweety Bird. You're on deck.
This is for real. Guys, 30 seconds left. Come on, drop. There you go. New pack.
Is that open?
It's open. We're gonna. No, who's gone? Who's missing? No, I see you, Ray. Who's missing?
No, Rain, Wookie, Pion.
There we go. Thank you. Get to the line. Here, I got you. Get to the line.
We got Jesus joining us in the chat. What's happening? Yeah, I really wish you were here to experience this track, you know? It's just incredible. It's an awesome adventure of a track. Here we are in finals day. I wish that we could all just sit in this building for 2-3 days and just casually fly different
Arm
parts
your
of it and
quads.
have a blast on this epic
Starting
Tiny
on
Whoop
the tone in
playground.
less than 6.
Oh wow, interesting strategy by Wookie. Wow, that was an awesome play by Wookie. Rain in this now. So this is an official preliminary round race of the Pro bracket. Here in the Tiny Whoop Open 2020-24 finals
Hole shot
day.
Piontek 14.97.
First shot is Deadlock's very own Piontek. Second place right now, getting ready to make the pass, is Wookie. Takes a stumble alongside Mongoose. Now Rain trying to get in this. But Piontek with a fumble and a few other errors in Rainbow Road, just getting passed right about now by Mongoose and Wookie. Mongoose, Wookie, and Piontek all together. Rain now in it as well. Look, they all on Nessie. They're all approaching the tent together. Wookie's in there first, then Mongoose. Now we'll bring in Piontek. But like I say, Rain's right there with him. Let's keep the errors to a minimum. The smoothest pilot's going to win this heat. I'm calling it right now. Yep, wreck after wreck. But first one out of the tent, our man Wookie, the creator of Neo's UV Creations. And now he's going to slice his way across the dynamic slalom, our field of robot gates, redesigning the course every single lap. Nice slide set up for Wookie. Nice slide. Perfect. Oh man, he feels great about that. He's in first place. He's got a little bit of action. Oh no, Rain with the poorly timed throttle cut. Now Mongoose down the slide in front of Rain. Piontek trying to catch up.
Wookie finished in first.
Let's bring Wookie into that
60
crash
seconds
gate.
remaining.
There it is. Pounds it into the crash gate. Nicely done, Wookie. Mongoose is through the through the shoelace, through the sky gate, and Rain is trying to catch him, but error after error is making it hard for these two. Come on, Rain. Oh, it's really close right now. Rain versus Mongoose, a sprint to the finish. Rain just got in front of Mongoose, but he bails, and now it's a sprint to the crash gate. Mongoose gets it by an inch. Just a few errors, and Rain is knocked out of the winner's
Good
bracket.
racing, guys. Good racing. So that is Wookie, Mongoose, Rain, Pion.
Bravo, pilots.
You doing your job right now, Birds?
Where is he?
Let's go, next group.
Here's our bracket so far. We just finished the preliminary round. Practice is done. And all of our 16 pro pilots from 33 to 48 on our overall leaderboard have now been sorted into the winner's bracket and the consolation bracket, also known as the elimination bracket. Speaking of the elimination bracket, we're going to dive down there right now into race number 5 with Quans, Birds Aren't Real, Radioactive, and Tweety Bird with their last chance to stay alive in this race.
Assume that I'm ready. Yeah, my thumb.
Assume that I'm ready.
I need radioactive in the box.
Yeah, that's right. No more practice today. Straight into an elimination round. We're
Next up,
already in.
round 2,
We're
race
already
1.
eliminating pilots in the
Brazen
pro
on
class.
R1. Cumber on R2. Birds Aren't Real on R6.
Box is loaded.
Quans on R8.
Number is going to be 6.
Why is radioactive?
Pilots standing by for just a moment.
Correct. Correct.
Well, thanks to everybody leaving their likes on our videos here on the Perspective Image YouTube channel, and of course on the official Tiny Whoop channel, where we're rebroadcasting from that incredible Perspective Image YouTube channel. You probably know Perspective Image because that's where to find Whooptopia, the Super Bowl of Tiny Whoop racing. But of course, here we are at the official championship, and it looks like the first pro class elimination round just about to get underway. I hear him saying, "Here we go." The door's got to close. Should we have him unplug right now?
Yes, yeah, unplugged.
Really?
Yeah, because I keep getting rushed. And I
Also technical difficulties.
okay. That we're under the gun, but if I make mistakes, it takes long.
Yeah.
All right, we're good now.
Can we talk some more about Birds' pants? It's like they were meant to go with that Team Deadlock jersey. On the far right, speaking of Team Deadlock, that's Radioactive. My friend Rodney, one of the godfathers of Team Deadlock, and I've said it before, but they're the truest team, the truest drone racing team out there. Just like the old days of Team Big Whoop, Team Deadlock is for reals. A brotherhood stronger than friendship. They're teammates.
Close it up. Settle down, boys. Settle down. Here we go.
Arm your quads. Starting on the tone in less than 6.
A view from inside the cage. As we take to the sky with Tweety Bird, Radioactive, and Birds Aren't Real. We saw this before. This is a race to not be in last place. All you need is first or second, and you get to keep racing with us. But if you're third place, that would be a 15th place finish overall in the pro class. Nothing to shake a stick at. But of course, everybody wants more time on the course. Tweety Bird down, Radioactive stalling somewhere as Birds Aren't Real looking strong here in this elimination bracket. Birds did not get his first pack, so starts by default in the elimination round and has to just fight his way from the beginning. Birds Aren't Real to the toilet bowl, looking really strong. Tweety Bird moving consistently, but a little bit slower, and now Radioactive pushing to catch up to Birds. Here comes Birds' slide. Oh, I'm gonna let. I think that was good. I mean, it was harsh. He goes back to check. There it is. All he needed to do is tap the slide, and he good to move on. The most pressure he's getting right now is Radioactive, negotiating the dynamic slalom right now. And we're gonna send him into the toilet bowl. But Birds looking strong at the front of this one. Again, all he needs to do is not be last.
Birds are 100% real, finished in first.
Oh yeah, nice correction on that pylon. Gets in the crash gate. Birds Aren't Real is your winner of race number 5. Radioactive parked on the fire platform again. This was his nemesis last round. That's how he wound up in the consolation bracket. Why is he getting fail safe? Oh no, he needs to yaw out of there. Oh, one of his, oh no, this could be so bad. I can't believe the fire's gonna get him again. Okay, an error by Tweety Bird. He's got a shot, but he needs to find a way out of those flames. That's how he got to the consolation bracket in the first place.
30 seconds
This is heartbreaking. In the meantime, Tweety Bird also in a pretty tight spot underneath the mirror tunnels.
Tweety has 20 seconds to free himself and get further than Rodney. 20 seconds.
Radioactive, hoping that Tweedney,
10 seconds.
That's a cross between Tweety and Rodney. Tweety almost out. Almost out. Pushing so hard. Come on, Tweety.
All right, that was Birds, Radioactive, Tweety,
There's
and
the
Quans.
clock. So, bad news and good news. As we grab the ladder, I'm going to go help him grab the ladder.
Next up, round 2, race 2.
All right, I'm looking for Brazen, Cumber, Mop Bucket.
On R2. Mop Bucket on R6. Boomerang on R8.
And Boomerang.
Awesome. All right, guys, let's get in there. Wait, you're right up right now. Wait. Oh. Cool. Are we missing anything?
No. Channel change. Give me 1 sec.
You're good. No, you're good. Take your time. Can you see? Do we need to unplug people?
Yeah, you change it from.
Wait. Here, just unplug for a second.
Brazen on R1, Cumber on R2, Bucket on R6, Boomerang on R8.
Sweet.
Get it in there.
All right, to the line, guys. To the line.
Test.
10 seconds left.
My man, Icy, running the show with the help from some of the local and team Deadlock pilots. We got Fresh Bread standing in the back. And of course, Trash Biss up close. A couple of the admins for the Tiny Whip Open 2
Starting on the
admin
zone in
team.
less than 6.
This is a winner's bracket race with Brazen, Cumber, Mop Bucket, and Boomerang. These guys won their preliminary round race. Let's see if they can win another one or get bumped down to the consolation bracket. I'm out of breath from my ladder sprint a minute ago.
Hole shot Cumber 11.47.
Wow. Oh man, a shaky tunnel for Cumber. You don't see that often where somebody starts real rough but then smooths it out and flies straight for the second half of the tunnel. Almost always results in some sort of a wreck. Well done, Cumber, running away with this one now. First one in an EOS tunnel, and looks like Mop Bucket the closest one to catching up right now. But look at this, wreck after wreck across the board. Cumber now breakdancing like crazy, trying to get out of this predicament. As Mop Bucket makes the sprint out of Neos, passing it to first place. Beautiful. Over the top of the dynamic slalom. Oh, an error on the last robot for Mop Bucket. Gonna get run over by one of those tanks. Oh look, it ran into him. All right, Mop Bucket still in first place, but Brazen is right there. Boomerang now at the dynamic slalom as well, but Brazen up into the number 2 spot. Brazen made the pass in front. Oh no, I got confused. Brazen did make the pass. Brazen first place right now. Mop Bucket at the top of the slide trying to catch up. A long tumble down the slide as Brazen and Mop Bucket side by side right now. A tiny bobble by Mop Bucket was all it took for Brazen to start to run away with this. Giant spiral down the centerpiece. And here comes Brazen into that crash gate. Brazen keeping it in the winner's bracket. Mop Bucket with the deuce also in the winner's bracket. So rough finish for Boomerang and Cumber, who we're going to meet up with in, I believe, race number...
Boomerang finished in second.
I want to say...
All right, good flying, pilots. We're looking for Myopic, Maverick, Rain, and Piontech.
All right.
That's Myopic on R2, Maverick on R1, Rain on R8, and Piontech on R6.
Well, let's have a look at our bracket, figure out where we're at here in the Pro Class Finals. There it is. Beautiful. I didn't even know they animated in. That looks so beautiful. We just saw race number 6 in the winner's bracket. That means it's time to bounce all the way back down to the lower left, race number 7, where Myopic, Maverick, Rain, and Piontech fighting to keep alive. And remember, Maverick's not here today. That means Myopic, Rain, and Piontech are going to fight to stay out of last place. We're only sending home one of them. So at this stage, we've lost Quans in 16th of the Pro Class Finals. We've lost Tweety Bird in 15th. And now 2 more. Oh no, Maverick, I suppose, would have been 16th.
Next up, round 3, race 1.
15th would be Quans.
Maverick
14th would be
on R1.
Tweety.
Myopic
Who's
on
going to
R2.
be
Piontech on
13th?
R6. Rain on R8.
There's your heroes. Maverick, Myopic, Piontech, and Rain. Going up right now for what could be, for one of them, their
Starting on the
last
zone in
battery
less than
on the
6.
course. Door slams open. Quads to the sky. Rain had a powerful launch. Ooh, and there, see, I said the name. A big bobble puts Myopic into the 1 spot.
Hole shot Rain
Piontech currently riding
6.93.
second. Rain getting ready to make that pass finally. Let's put Maverick into the tunnel, and look, he's going to share the tunnel side by side with Piontech. Piontech with the bobble. Myopic gets out clean, now onto Rainbow Road. And Rain at the back fighting to get out of that 3rd place with another bobble in the hyperdrive. A little bit of a struggle. Makes it out finally, and now he's going to have to slay to get to the front, or at least get out of the back. Myopic's in that Neo's UV tent. Climbs up the Jacob's ladder, then bobbles at the top, opens the door for Piontek to make the pass just before the split S. Now Piontek in first place. Lower left of your screen and trying to sprint out. Now he's got action. Rain is about to make the pass from third all the way up. So Myopic in a dangerous spot right now. Here comes Rain on the heels of Piontek, and they're going to meet inside the dynamic slalom. There's an error for Rain. There's an error for Piontek. Now Myopic's joining them. This one's a nail biter. Piontek makes it out of the Robot Gate Army about a half a second in front of Rain. Look how fast and frenzied Rain is flying, trying so hard to catch. It looks like it might pay off. Rain moves up into the first place position. And now Piontek in trouble as Myopic makes the pass and putting Piontek back in third. Rain tumbles down the slide. It's sloppy, but it's good. Now Rain just has a few more turns up here in the shoelace as Myopic tips off the front of that slide. Really nice. Landed on a turtleable surface. But let's bring around Rain.
Stay here, finished in first.
Rain with a little bit of hot dog toss into the crash gate.
60 seconds remaining.
Bravo, now Myopic gonna make it official. A fast pirouette down the centerpiece. And I wanna know where Piontek is.
Good flying, pilots. That was Rain, Pion, Myopic, then Mav.
Race over.
Myopic got... All right.
Come on in. Timer started, you guys.
And here we go to race number 7.
Step 1, open the box. Step 2, put your drone in the box.
One guy gets it. Yeah. Alex Falling. Photographer for all those faces you guys have seen on our stream. The only guy that gets the drone in a box. Whoop in a box joke. Well, if you're just joining us, welcome to finals. It's the pro bracket right now of the Tiny Whoop Open 2024.
Next up, round
What's up,
3,
Rain
race
Squad
2.
FPV?
Arm your
FPV
quads.
Gaps is here. What's up, dude?
Starting on the tone in
You should
less
be at
than
this
6.
race. You would love it. Oh man, is that Wookiee in there? They're just pounding around in their cages trying to get out. It was Wookiee. Wookiee, I love your style. He's like a caged bird. He just needs to fly. He can't wait for the door to open. He wants to press against the ceiling. We'll have a look. It's a familiar sight. Wheelman's got that hole shot. He's been pretty clean through the hole shot yesterday and today so far. So Wheelman riding in first place. Second place right now is Wookiee, who's been also a very strong pilot. He's also one of our sponsors. Creator of Neo's UV Creations and of course the Neo's tent as he enters it right now. Trying to catch up to Wheelman, who's just climbing up the Jacob's ladder. And that was the pass. Wookiee now in first place. And look how fast Falling is flying. Trying so hard to catch up. Wookiee out first. Wheelman out second. And now we're going to meet them on the dynamic slalom. Nice and smooth for Wookiee. Wow. Wookiee handled that so nice. Got in front. Now he's already through the toilet bowl into the mirror tunnel. Wookiee starting to round that giant red pylon and head for the slide. Wheelman back in the room. Falling's right here too. 2 gates behind on the dynamic slalom, and Mongoose is on his 6. So there's a little bit of a reset for Wookiee on the slide. Wheelman, a gentle approach on the slide. Can we get a pass on the slide? We can. Bravo, Wheelman back into the first place position. And cruising fast. Wookiee now on that shoelace as well, but Wheelman starting to run away with this one. Falling, fighting so hard to get there. There's a crash gate for our hero Wheelman. And there's Wookiee making it official
that was
with
actually
second
Wheelman
place.
and Falling.
Wheelman and Wookiee.
Mongoose finished in third.
Go with Seas off.
Thank you. Well, I've been corrected by
Race
the officials that the OSD was incorrect, and that was actually Falling that got second place, meaning Wookie did not. Wheelman did. So Wheelman and Falling are two winners of that heat. So let's glance back to the bracket quickly and see where we currently stand here in the Pro Bracket Finals tournament. We just saw race number 8. That means it's time for race number 9, where we will send Birds Aren't Real, Radioactive, Cumber, and Boomerang to the sky. This is that part of the event where we got back-to-back elimination races. It's only going to happen
Next
one
up,
more
round
time when we
4,
get to
race 1.
12 and 13.
Cumber on R1. Radioactive on R2. Birds Aren't Real on R6. Boomerang on R8.
I think it's safe to say we're making up some time.
The box is loaded.
I hesitate to say that, but I'm feeling great about timing. Here we go for race number 9. Fighting to stay alive in the elimination bracket, also known as the consolation bracket.
Arm your quads.
I love how
Starting
birds...
on the tone in less than 6.
Did you just sticker birds on the camera? I think they got just stickered birds on the camera. I love that. Here we go. Off to the races, into the sky, with Cumber, Radioactive, Birds Aren't Real, and Boomerang. Birds Aren't Real looking really strong right now.
13.0.
Cumber in first, Birds in second, Boomerang in third with the big bobble. Now we're bringing Radioactive. But look, Cumber, your leader, already through Rainbow Road at the Pyramid of Tower. That's a new one. And the dumbest one. Cumber in first place in a Neo's UV Creations tent. Different world in there, completely different lighting scheme. And a different set of skills, but look, Birds Aren't Real is flying so strong. One course feature behind. Wow, that's an awesome shot right there. I love how it came in right at the pen, and I think we even saw the pass, line of sight. Birds Aren't Real made it out first, got to the dynamic slalom, but oops, a little bit of a bobble. Now Cumber back into first place. Radioactive's right there too, and I'm not sure what's up with Boomerang. Cumber down the toilet bowl, sets up for the mirror tunnel. One of his last obstacles before he faces the slide. But Birds is not out of this, and neither is Radioactive, who gets in front of Birds now. They're side by side, almost touch tips on the tunnel, and Birds got into the mirror tunnel first. It's a race to the top of the slide. Birds Aren't Real leading in front of Radioactive. A big toss down the slide. I see Radioactive still on the slide. He did not get stuck in Omo. No, not his nemesis. Say it isn't so. I can't watch this. Birds Aren't Real's in first place at the shoelace at the top of the room, and for the third time today, Radioactive is looking into the flames at the midway point on the slide. This never happened. Somehow it got him
Birds
3
Aren't Real
times in
finished
one
in
day.
first.
My goodness. Birds into the crash gate with a win. He's still alive in this.
Birds
And
with the crash
where's
gate. Now we got
Boomerang?
Boomerang back up. Let's see what happens here.
Where's Boomerang? Can Boomerang get in front of Radioactive? It's going to come down to battery and any major errors because there's still 2 course features separating them. You know what I want to happen right now? I want Boomerang to go down the slide, meet halfway, knock Radioactive out of his stuck spot. Okay, here comes Boomerang to the slide. And a big error.
30
Okay.
seconds remaining.
So Radioactive's like, okay, if Boomerang gets stuck forever, I'm okay. But if he starts down the slide, it's big trouble for Radioactive. If he even starts down the slide, Radioactive's career might be over. Look, another considerable Boomerang error, and now he's on his lid.
10
Can he
seconds
get back
remaining.
up? He's got 10 seconds. Pressure is on. Did Rodney get saved again?
I think we're calling it.
Oh my
All right.
gosh, that is
Good
incredible.
racing. That was Birds, Radioactive.
That was so close.
Boomerang, then
I gotta help
Cumber.
with the ladder. I'll be right back.
we're treating a quad. And I
Race over.
my video to switch over. Hold on, don't plug in, guys. Don't plug in. Okay. Open up the box when you're ready, though, I see. But do not plug in yet. Please hang tight. I'm running top of the squad. Oh, he's not the only one stuck. My bad. My bad. Now you're good. If you got something that you think works, don't change it. Myopic, you up there? I'm right here, bro.
I'm back. I'm also the ladder guy, ladies and gentlemen. Well, what a narrow recovery, not recovery. Well, Radioactive bringing in that
Next up,
critical
round 4, race 2.
second place. Boomerang with that horrible error at the top of the room.
Wookie on R6.
All he had to do was hit that slide, and after several attempts, Boomerang couldn't pull it off, and because of that, Radioactive gets the pass to fight his nemesis on the slide one more time. That's 3 for 3 today for Radioactive, getting stuck in the flames at the midway point on the slide, which I think happened a total of 2 other times yesterday in all of our qualifying. In whatever, 512 batteries from yesterday and early this morning. I'm out of breath from that run to the ladder, you guys. So forgive me. But that's my kind of racing. I mean, it is my kind of racing. What's up, FPV Gap? Still joining us in the chat. AJ FPV, nice to see ya. This track is insanity. Not many can say the slide is my nemesis. Hey, Fishbones. Well, I kind of disagree. I think the slide is everyone's nemesis. Have a look at the screen. Your pilots for the next heat: Mongoose, Myopic, Wookie, and Rain. This is, once again, an elimination round, meaning these guys have already lost one race.
Starting on the tone in less than 6.
And they have to be in first or second place by the end of this one. Otherwise, we will dismiss them from the Denver Center for International Studies and from the Tiny Whoop Open 2024, where their career will come to an end for 2 of these pilots here and now. Whole shot going to Rain right now. We've seen how fast Rain can fly. Rain is a very high-speed pilot, but prone to more errors than most pilots, although we see errors left and right, just like we did for Wookie, as Myopic made the overpass inside the hyperdrive, leading in front of Mongoose, but chasing down Rain in first place with another big error. Myopic pushing closer and closer to Rain. Rain needs to keep it together right now, entering the Neos tunnel, our most technical section, most error-prone section, if I can say so. And Myopic and Rain both looking really clean. That was an awesome Neo section for Rain, so bravo to you. Definitely trying to keep it smooth here as Rain approaches the dynamic slalom. Our army of moving robot gates creating a different angle and a different sweep for your turn on the slalom every single lap. There he makes it through and into the toilet bowl for Rain. A little bit of a correction there, and Myopic starting to get a little closer. Mongoose now in third place, and pushing on Myopic just a little bit. Here comes the slide for Rain. Nice. That was great. Hard to tell from the FPV view, but we require 2 things on the slide. You just have to touch the 2 sections on the face of the slide. The fastest way to do that, of course, is to slide all the way down, but you can do it other ways too. First place, making it official and keeping it alive, is Rain, who I believe Rain did break the plane. Did Rain break the plane? All right, now Rain broke the plane. Mainly. Never mind. Bravo to you, Rain. Came through in the clutch when you needed it. But look at Myopic chasing it down. Wookie's really close, but Myopic gets in there first.
Finished in third.
And just like that, the career has come to an end for Mongoose and Wookie. So harsh, but not a bad finish overall in the Pro Class Finals. As some spectators starting to stream in. Well, I think it's time, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's time for my favorite race of the event. Of course, that's race number 11. These are the pilots that have won every single race they've been in today.
Open the box, please.
Race number 10 is done. in the books. So look to race number 11. Then just 2 more
Next up,
elimination
round 5,
races
race
before
1.
we start our Chase the
Brazen on
Ace
R1.
finals.
Wheelman on R2. Mop bucket
Let's
on
bring in
R6.
our heroes. These are the
Fallon
pilots that haven't
FPV on
lost a
R8.
single race in their pro class career. Here at the Tiny Whip Open 2 2024, Brazen, Wheelman, Mop Bucket, and Falling FPV. And a couple of, we know all these guys at this point. We love Falling's photography. You can see it on the screen right now. Mop Bucket, the creator of that unbelievable launch pad.
Arm your quads.
And Wheelman, a new friend of mine,
Starting on the top
Brazen,
in less than 6.
a hardcore creator and innovator here in the Tiny Whoop O-Sphere. And there's the launch. So nobody's getting kicked out of this race, but a couple of them are going to go down to the consolation bracket. 2 of them are about to punch their ticket to the final
Whole shot
race.
forward, take the wheel. I'm going in 10.8.
Wheelman once again with the hole shot. He just can't miss that hole shot. Always beats the pilots to it. But yeah, flying terrific right now. I was curious about his battery because it felt so saggy when he was rising there. Maybe he's just flying cautiously. Mop Bucket's got close behind. Why is Falling trapped inside the launch gate, ladies and gentlemen? Well, door's open, but Falling not flying. Wheelman still riding in first place. Down to the pylon at the back of the hallway to start negotiating our robot army that make up our dynamic slalom. Now Brazen's there. My Mop Bucket in third needs to make a move right now. Falling on the board now. All right, Falling's going to get some more time on the course anyway. He'll pick up the pieces if anybody make major errors. As we set up Wheelman for the slide. Beautifully executed, nicely done. That's a great slide. And now Brazen approaching the slide in front of Mop Bucket. About 4 seconds separating Mop Bucket and Brazen. And these guys want this win. That's an awesome slide for Brazen. That's exactly what he needed. Wow, he even goes back to secure the pylons before he heads into the shoelace. So Wheelman's officially in the finals. And Brazen making a move, but Mop Bucket is pushing so hard. Let's see if we can get Brazen in the crash gate. There it is. Brazen is in the finals of the pro class, sending Mop Bucket and Falling down to the consolation bracket. They're going to meet us in race number 13 against the winners of race number 12 coming up right now. So, like I said before, every race from here on out is going to be a elimination race. No more second chances until we're at Chase the Ace. Here we are on the bracket at this pivotal moment. Race number 12, where we're bringing in Birds Aren't Real, Radioactive, Myopic, and Rain. Birds Aren't Real didn't get his first pack, so he was instantly put into the consolation bracket. Have a look at race number 5. He wasn't able to participate in race number 1 because he was too busy helping out. So he took the hit, lost one of his elimination rounds, and wound up in race number 5. And look, he's been clawing his way up to this moment. Can he earn a spot in the semifinals of the entire event? Race number 13, we're watching you, Birds Aren't Real. But let's not forget about the story of Myopic, Radioactive, and Rain. We've seen Rain riding frenetically, but prone to a lot of errors, incredibly fast. Obviously, superior reaction time, but not quite honed in. Myopic, that's our friend Brett, and an unbelievable 3D printer, a huge part of this community. Flew in from Costa Rica for this event.
Race start canceled.
And of course, we've got Radioactive here as well. Radioactive, whose nemesis is the center point on that slide, as he's been stuck there 3 times today, permanently. The first one threw him in the consolation bracket. The second one was about to eliminate him, but the people behind him crashed and couldn't get up. And the third one, same story. People behind him crashed, but just couldn't get back up.
Arm your quads. Starting on the tone in less than 6.
There's our sponsors, the Supernova and Diamond level sponsors inside the start gate for a little extra recognition. And here we go. Elimination race number 12, the quarterfinals of the
Full
pro
shot
class.
rate 11.57.
Quarterfinals of the pro class. Rain so fast, but making a little bit of a mistake. Birds Aren't Real got lost on the course for a second. Now down the tunnel alongside Myopic, makes the pass inside the tunnel dangerously so. Now lightning fast down the Rainbow Road and trying to catch Radioactive in first place, entering Neo's UV tent. Birds and Radioactive 2 and 1 respectively, and Birds flying like a maniac trying to catch up. There's one error, the price you pay. Myopic down as well. Radioactive is out of that tent. Now sets up to make the long sprint down the hallway around the pylon and towards the dynamic slalom. Radioactive looking so strong this race, but we know that slide is looming and he has not had great luck on that slide. It's 2 course features away, so I can't take my eyes off. Get us through that mirror tunnel and start to make your way towards the slide. Radioactive, if you get stuck on there again, I'm walking out of here. I'm too big of a fan and I'm too fragile, Radioactive. Here we go. He made it across that. Wait, he's good. He's good. He's good. Everybody take a deep breath, Jesse. Myopic now in a good position, but Rain got in front of him. Now Rain approaching the slide as Radioactive does the shoelace at the top of the room, and Birds is there with him. Wow, it is a Birds out in. Did he? Did that? That wasn't for real for Rain. That was not correct for Rain. So Radioactive also with a misread. Nobody's in the crash gate, ladies and gentlemen. 2 misreads. Let's watch what happens. Nobody's in the crash gate. Did Birds get in the crash gate? Okay, Birds bounced out. That's awesome. So I'm gonna go to the officials for the results on that. Hold me to that standard. I love that line. I'm using that line. I just love it. All right, so let's get the official results. I'm gonna let the judges do their thing. They're being thorough, you guys. It's an important race. I know we're all so anxious to find out what went down. In the meantime, let's go back and smash like on some YouTube channels. You guys, we're here on the official Perspective Image YouTube channel as well as the Tiny Whip YouTube channel. And I'm so grateful for all you guys hanging out with us on both these channels, especially the ones who have got both windows open, and I know it's some of you. We've got about 100 people total watching right now. Welcome to the most epic Tiny Whip race of all time. You guys have seen how long it is at this point. A 1-lap adventure that takes about a minute if you're really fast. Not, you know, a lap too long for us to consider a 2-lap race at this stage. We may go 2 laps for elite class. We may go 2 laps for S tier class, but we're going to find out in just a minute. Rabble in the chat saying, Myopic, let's go. Interspool, nice work, Rain. Chris saying that was hilarious. I want to know what was funny, Chris. Lots of fans shouting out in the chat. And yeah, this is a really fun race. Oh, why isn't... Gotta make sure I got a charge here so I can keep seeing your comments, guys. What up, Fishbone? Yeah, that group was fast. Saying, good job, radio. Hey, Ciotti, what's happening? He loves the track. Holy crap, what a track. Ladies and gentlemen, Ciotti FPV joining us in the audience. One of the best YouTube Tiny Whip streamers. Lots of great YouTube content out there, obviously, for Tiny Whip, but Ciotti's one of my favorites, and he goes live all the time. Talks about all things Tiny Whip and Cinewhoop. Tiny Lifter, one of his specialties, and of course he does some cinematic work as well. So we're going from race 12 to race 13, and that means another elimination round, and the story continues for Birds Aren't Real.
Okay.
And Radioactive, who came out of that one in a great position. I love these people on his butt right now. Ooh, they changed.
Next
I'll
up,
put him
round
back.
6, race 1.
Okay, all right, sorry.
Mop bucket on R1.
All right, everyone. Timing's ready.
Radioactive on R2. Birds aren't real on R6. Fouling FPV on R8.
You guys, 2 of you are going on to the Chase the Ace practice.
Yeah, nicely said, Bumper. We're in race number 13. That makes this the semifinals of both brackets. We're here in the consolation bracket, but this is the point where we take our 4 remaining consolation bracket pilots. All of these pilots have lost at least one race, and we send 2 of them into the finals to meet our 2 heroes. Look at this, Birds Aren't Real is still here. After missing his first heat, he's been clawing his way
Arm
up.
your quads.
That's awesome.
Starting on the tone in
Perfect
less than 6.
change right there, Greg. I love that so much. And I love that attitude. What a launch here in the semifinals of the Pro Class bracket of the Tiny Whoop Open 2024. It's a big tour around the room for our epic hole shot, revealing the entire course. First one to cross the line is Birds Aren't Real. He's closely followed by Mop Bucket, Radioactive, and Falling FPV. They're all in the hyperdrive at the same time. Look at that traffic from on board with Falling FPV, looking down the tunnel at these other pod racers, sharing that environment with him for a second there. I just can't get enough of it. They're still all together on Nessie. 4 quads on Nessie at the same time. Now 4 quads in Neo's UV tent all together. Can we get that LOS cam? I want to see it, but look at this. Lots of action happening, and I want to see who comes out first. It's Radioactive getting chased down by Birds Aren't Real as they get set up. Oh my gosh, side-by-side action. You can see the watch on board with Radioactive right now. He looks ahead to see Birds Aren't Real weaving those robotic gates just in front of him. Now Birds Aren't Real down the toilet bowl and into that glass tunnel. He's going to be the first one to approach the slide right in front of Radioactive as Mop Bucket and Falling negotiate the robots in the rear. Here comes Birds. I didn't see what happened with that tumble, but I think it looked good. I can't tell. Radioactive with a very safe one. And now pushing to keep on the heels of Birds Aren't Real through the sky gate. Big dive around our infinity cube. One more loop, and Birds Aren't Real is going to fight his way from the very bottom. Look at that. From the very bottom of the consolation bracket all the way to the top. Unbelievable performance. Radioactive also works his way into the finals after those near scrapes with death, and on board with with Radioactive. You can see Birds Aren't Real's quad there on the lower left. What a heat that was, and an awesome story for the Pro Class finals. Watching Birds sacrifice a heat for the good of the event to try to keep it moving fast, and then fights his way all the way up from the bottom of the bracket into finals. How can he do in finals after that? How is he not one of your favorites, ladies and gentlemen? The chat is loving it. Michael Lowndes giving the Vulcan Sahut, as they say over on the Infinity Loops channel. Vulcan Sahut, which is German for Vulcan Salute. I'm looking at Birds over there, big smile on his face. There's a couple of spectators stream in to see this action. Showing up just in time. There's our crash gate. And we're putting a new slide in. Okay, watch this process, all you other race directors. There's 2 slides ready to go, so we don't even need to do the big swap until one of them's already installed in the second slide. This is going to be the only time we drop in a Tiny Whoop slide, because we're here in the, practice part of this entire crash gate. We're not really supposed to be using it officially with the tissue paper stencils quite yet, but we're testing it out to be ready for Elite class and, of course, for S-tier class, where we will have a different sponsor logo on there every single time. Here's the bracket. It's completely full, and we've got race 14 filled out. Wheelman, Brazen, Birds Aren't Real, and Radioactive. You've made it to the top of the Pro Class. Congratulations. Yes, Birds. I love it, man. Birds is stoked over there. He also has the best picture out of all the photography. He's loving this. All right.
Next up,
These guys are having too much fun. Check out the shirt on Brazen, proof that he was at the museum race, one of my favorite races of the year, one of the big four. 4 big Tiny Whoop races of the year, for those wondering. Of course, we've got Whooptopia down in Arizona. Then we go to Ohio for the museum race, also known as the Microdrone race of the National Museum of the United States Air Force. Then we've got the We Bleed Northeast Whoop Champions. That's the one we were all at about 6 weeks ago, and lots of the pilots here today were also there. I think there's maybe 10 pilots that traveled to both of those. That one's in upstate New York. And now we meet in Colorado for the finale of the season at the Tiny Whoop Open, the official Tiny Whoop Championship race. And the big story this year, S-Tier Finals is going to have a new champion because the current reigning champion, none other than T-Dog, the fastest whoop pilot on the planet, is not in attendance here today, not feeling well enough to fly. He's had a really bad timing on an illness. And yeah, we're all heartbroken, but it does mean we get to crown a new champion. This is finals, ladies and gentlemen, not of the S-Tier, but of the Pro Class. Your Pro Class finalists on screen right now, shaking out the shakes.
Starting on the tone in less than 6.
And ready to launch out of our beautiful launch gate. Doors open, quads are out, Wheelman with a stumble, and we don't get to see that characteristic Wheelman hole shot. He's going to have to make up a little bit of ground, but we know he's got the ability to do so. Diving down, we've got an error for Birds, and Radioactive riding in the one spot all the way in the tunnel already. He's out the other side, and Brazen's the only one in it by the time he's out. Radioactive rolling down Rainbow Road right now into the Pyramid of Tower. And now into Nessie. So looking pretty strong. He's got action from Brazen, but the other 2 pilots starting to stumble right now here in this first Chase the Ace finals. I'm looking to Brazen, but Radioactive's already exiting the building. And by the building, I mean Neo's tent, setting up for that big long sprint down the hallway and moving into the gate army of our dynamic slalom. Brazen trying to catch him. Birds Aren't Real got a lot of ground to make up to be in this. Wheelman also trying to get out of that Neo's UV tent with a little bit of room to spare, but Radioactive kind of running away with this one, but I'm scared of this part. Do you guys know why? Come on, Radioactive. Go easy on this slide. Come on, buddy. Oh, he made it over the flames, and a perfect slide for Radioactive. And then he pounds the face punch on the unicorn. He's got room to breathe. Brazen's down the slide. Wheelman and Birds Aren't Real are having a battle for third right now, but Radioactive at the front of the pack diving down around our Infinity Cube. 2 more circles through the start-finish gate, and he's going to pound that crash gate. Boom! He is in. And who are we going to bring second? Radioactive sits at the top of Pro Class with an ace in his pocket right now. Look how close Wheelman is. Wheelman making a sprint after a big comeback. Beautiful. Wheelman is in the crash gate. Birds Aren't Real in the crash gate for an official 3rd place, and that'll put Brazen in 4th after 1 heat here in Chase the Ace finals. That was a fun one. And yes, I am one of the world's
Disarm,
biggest
pilots, disarm.
Somebody's grinding in there. It's Radioactive. He got in there first and just
all
let
right,
it
grab
grind.
another pack. That was a good one. Radioactive with our ace. Wheelman second,
man.
Birds third, Brazen 4th. Let's keep this rolling.
Next up, round 8, race 1. Brazen on R1.
Oh man, that is so awesome. And now look, we've got this torn up crash gate tissue. This is why we got to switch it every time. But again, we're just got it here to kind of test it out. It's a new feature, but I'm making the prediction we're going to see it at every major race going forward. Why not give that epic real estate to the sponsors that deserve it? I'm talking to you, Whooptopia. I'm talking to you, Ohio. I mean, Museum Race. I'm talking to these people. AK, what's up? We should do this, right? I'm talking to you, Kelly. We should do this, right? And now I'm talking to you too, Jeff, at We Bleed Northeast Whoop Champs. Let's do it. Ciati saying the track, the stream production quality, the announcing, this is as good as NCL or ACC cycling races. I live, fly for, and sorry. I live, fly for, oh, the races I live for. And they have a world-class crew and $1 million TV truck. Wow. That's a huge compliment coming from Ciati. Thank you so much, my friend. I am super impressed. I'm sitting here, you know, standing on the shoulders of all these giants. My face is on the stream, but what an unbelievable effort has gone into it. It's time for Chase the Ace Finals number 2. The door is open and the quads are in the air. Don't forget, Radioactive has got an ace in his pocket right now. He looks ahead and sees a swarm in front of him. He's got some ground to make up, and we haven't even hit the hole shot yet. Wheelman, my man with the hole shot, makes it through. He's going to ride the left side of that tunnel like he always does. Makes it out clean, though. Now he's into Rainbow Road all by himself. Brazen with an error trying to catch up. Birds is right there riding second. And Radioactive in this too. Again, he's holding an ace, but he wants to clinch it. 2 up, 2 down. That's Radioactive's ideal story for the finals of Pro Class Chase the Ace. But Birds is rocking inside that tent. Wheelman's already coming out. Wheelman exits Neo's UV tent, works his way into the hallway, riding over the top of the dynamic slalom as he makes his way around. Birds makes the pass, and they're side by side in the robot gates right now. Birds is cleaner. Birds is faster. Birds is out. Birds aren't real. He's down the toilet bowl, split S into that mirror tunnel. He's flying like a maniac. He wants this ace bad. He saw what Rodney did, and he says no more. Come on, Birds on the slide. I don't know what happened there. He doesn't either. Now he's made it official. That's a clean slide. Who's on him? Wheelman's getting close. Brazen's almost there. Radioactive is tumbling, and this is Bird's race to lose right now. Through the Skygate, it's a big dive over the Infinity Cube. Getting ready to bring round our hero, Birds Aren't Real, fighting his way out of the entire consolation bracket. Puts an ace in his pocket here in race number 15, the second Chase the Ace. We have a multi-ace situation once again, and he's feeling good about that. Still no one else in the crash gate with him. Radioactive and Wheelman race to get there. An error. I didn't see what even happened there. Is Wheelman in? Okay, Wheelman's in with the official second place. Radioactive gets into the gate. Oh yeah, there we go. And Brazen in fourth. We have a multi-ace final in the Pro Class Championship. This is getting good. Can you guys tell I'm into this? This is what we want, because Radioactive.
All right, that was Bercy with the ace there. Let's keep it rolling, guys. You're tied.
We got Birds Aren't Real in there also. That means 2 deadlock pilots in the Pro Class holding aces going into a third round. It's on Brazen. It's on Wheelman. There's Wheelman on the screen right there. The man with the hole shot. The man that can launch before anyone else. What does that say about his reaction? Maybe he's equally better at recovery from his crashes. But it wasn't enough to make up for that round. Birds Aren't Real won that race by a mile. And again, he forwent his first race in an effort to keep things moving here at the event. He's part of our staff. In fact, he's actually in charge of this whole thing. You can tell by the look on his face. Birds Aren't Real. An ace in his pocket, right behind Radioactive, holding the first ace. So it's on Wheelman and Brazen, left side of your screen, to bring in another ace and potentially push us to sudden death after 2 more aces by those 2 pilots, respectively. I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, Wheelman obviously has the skills. That's what I'm thinking. If I had to make a prediction for this next race, and Brazen, he's right there. I mean, look where he's standing now. He's in the Pro Class Finals.
Arm your quads.
Oh yeah, he's got a spotter. Wheelman spotting for him. I love that. Hold your breath, ladies and gentlemen. That's my kind of launch. Oh my goodness, it is a swarm in here flying right past the announcer's booth. And all around that Infinity Cube, setting up for the hole shot. Birds has traffic in the tunnel right now. Look at that footage. Unbelievable. Birds chasing down Wheelman, and now he gets in front. Wheelman gets the follow cam on Birds Aren't Real. Moves into first place, ace in his pocket. He's the first one to go into Neo's UV tent. I am loving this action. And look at this. We've got a race for third place as well between Brazen and Radioactive, but I can't take my eyes off the front. Birds is flying crazy. He got out of that tent, but what happened after that? Wheelman also down, so a little bit of breathing room there. And another major bobble. Birds is on tilt, needs to recoup and regather, setting up for our dynamic slalom. There he goes around the pylon back of the room. These gates are moving slowly, but they are moving. It's tricky. Trickier than it looks. He makes it through and makes it look easy. down the toilet bowl and into the pipe with Birds Aren't Real, tumbles all the way down and out. It's time for him to head for that pylon, as his only action right now is all stuck back at the dynamic slalom. Birds once again running away. Could he be your pro class champion? Down the slide with a tumble.
Birds are 100% real, finished in first.
That's a misread right there. So Birds heading up in first place to the shoelace at the top of the room. He's already holding an ace. He's already through the sky gate. Just a few short turns from the Pro Class Championship, and Birds is making it real, headed into the crash gate right now. There it is. Birds Aren't Real is your Pro Class champion, climbing. Look at him. Climbing. Oh, he wants a face punch. That's what he's trying to do. I should have figured this out. I'm just going to do this because, they put the camera on. Yeah, he's obviously coming.
Wheelman finished in second.
Thank you, Birds.
Brazen finished in third.
You going to fly?
60 seconds remaining. Radioactive finished in third.
Radioactive's the kind of guy that would do it too. Oh.
All right, we need a review. We need a review on this one, guys. Get prepped and ready to race again.
All right, this race is under review. Results pending and unofficial. Who is throttling in the crash gate right now?
We gotta do a live replay, guys.
Well, here we are.
I don't think so, Bertie. Yeah, I think we skipped the gate.
Reviewing. Oh, they're going to review the slide, I bet. Oh, wait, no, they're not. Oh, to be inside the mind of the judges right now. After such a heat, after such a finals. What is going on here? I don't even know who. Oh, they're watching Birds' slide right now. So the question is, did he touch both slides? There's a look at, and there's Birds coming in on the upper left of the left-hand screen. You see, wants to see, did I touch both parts of the slide? I think that fist bump is in favor of Birds, but I don't have the official results yet, ladies and gentlemen. I am on the edge of my seat right now. Is it official? It's not official. He's over there shaking his hands like he's the winner of the race.
I'm shaking in fear.
He's shaking in fear, not in victory. He's trembling.
Ladies and gentlemen,
It's official.
Official winner. We are looking at
Unbelievable.
all right. In fourth place, Brazen FPV. In third place, Wheelman.
How did that happen? He was
In
crushing.
second place, Radioactive.
That is awesome. Team
First place in our pro class is Birds Aren't Real.
Team Deadlock, Team Tiny Whoop, Birds Aren't Real is the Pro Class champion, climbing up from the very bottom of the elimination
All right,
bracket
what we're going to
because
do
he
is take
didn't
a
even do
5-minute
his
break,
first
and then
pack.
I need my elite class pilots sitting in here for a quick pilot meeting.
I can barely take it. Let's see if we've got the final results of the entire Pro Class before we take our short break, because I want to just look at this entire spread. I can't believe we've come this far. But we'll find them in just a minute. Ciati saying, oh my God, they're moving. That's insane. Was wondering what dynamic meant. Yeah, when the quads are moving fast, it's hard to see, but if you go out and look in the hallway, they're all just creeping back and forth and creating a totally different sweep on every turn, every carve, every slalom. So yeah, it's a beautiful thing. It's one of the many innovative features of this once-in-a-lifetime race course here at the Denver Center for International Studies. And Yeah, what a finish that is. Here is your Pro Class final results. First goes to Birds Aren't Real. Team Deadlock and Team Tiny Whoop on the top of the Pro Class. There he is, making it official. Second place, Radioactive. Third place, Wheelman. And rounding out our 4-pilot podium is, of course, Brazen FPV, who earned that hardcore. Let's talk about the rest of the top 10. Falling FPV, our resident photographer. Mop Bucket, the guy who made our unbelievable launch gate. Rain, a pilot we all fell in love with his crazy fast but slightly dangerous flight style. Myopic, an old hero of our crew. Wookie from Neo's UV Creations and Mongoose round out your top 10 of the Pro Class. But let's not forget about Boomerang, Cumber, Piontek, Maverick, Tweety Bird, and Quans. Bravo to our Pro Class pilots. Can you guys believe it's only going to get better from here?